Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how to change out the trunk latch on a 2007 Audi Q7. So it would be this piece right there that fits down into your latch here. So it looks like this. And before I start, let me just show you the problem that I'm having on this vehicle that I'm going to fix with it. Okay, I got the trunk open now. So when you twist this and open it, there's two T20 screws, and they look like this. Let's see this focus at. They look like this. They go in those two, and then there's four T25s that are just normal. And those go in right there, right there, right there, and right there. So after you take those 6 out, this will come down and you've got the gap. You actually have to pop it down. There's 2 clips, one on each side. You can see one right here. Oops, sorry. One right here that goes up into a slot right there. And on the other side, same thing. One clip right there, it goes up in there. You just pull it hard and it'll pop out. Now you can't pull the whole thing out. Part of the issue is, let's see if I can get enough lighting. Back in here, right there, let's see, right there, there's actually a something there, and there's right up above it, if you put your finger right here, and up above you can feel where there's a tab, and it needs to be pushed over and then popped down if you want to pull the entire thing off. There's one on that side and one over there as well, way in the back. For now, for my purposes, to get this piece out, I don't really need to pull those out because I can pull this down enough. There's 3 bolts, so there's one wire right there that has to be disconnected right here, and then there's that bolt right there. There's one on this side, and then there's a third one if you kind of come inside like this, and it's right there. You can see it right there. Those are 13mm bolts. Once I take those 3 out, and once I unplug this, take those 3 out, this whole thing should just come out. The easiest way I found to pop the connector out was to just use a flat screwdriver and to pry on the top and then on the bottom gently. The easiest way to get this screw out or bolt out of this one, I found, is to use an extension on your, an extension, and then open the door all the way up so that you're just going up in the air, and then you'll be able to balance it as you're pulling it out so you don't drop it. It should just come right off, and then you can just pull it out. You always want to compare your new part, make sure it looks right. They do look right. The only difference is that I'm going to have to take this lever off and put it over here, and this boot piece is going to have to transfer over as well. Everything else looks good. I was able to easily pull this piece off of here and pop it in over here. The easiest way to get the boot up, you can see inside it's very smooth. Right there on the top, there are 2 little tabs. Like, I can feel them. They're just, let's see if I can kind of show them to you. You can see it on the left side right there. Yeah. Right. Yeah. There, you can see that clip. Those 2 need to be pressed in. There's no other clips in here, and they clip in. You can see this hole here and right there. So you're gonna have to push it like a little screwdriver in. What I did is I put it in from this side and went over to this side and went over to that side with a little flat head screwdriver like this. I was able to go in, go over, and that kind of popped it up enough, and while I did that I pushed on the left side with my other hand, and then it slid a little bit, and then I pressed on the right side and it slid a little bit, and then it came off pretty easy. I've put it back in. Now you can see where there's a little nub right there and on the other side, so that's why I pried on it to pull it out. When you push it back in, it's gonna snap over that. Getting the inner one back in was a little tougher. I found the easiest way is to leave the clips unpopped so you can pull this down. To pull it down this way, so you're looking at it, put your right arm underneath here, flip it upside down, and then if you use your fingers, that was the only way, because the angle is off and you can't use an extension. Otherwise you'll strip the bolts out. Once you get it in, you can once you get it tightened in there enough, you can put this in and pull down to get the right angle and tighten it up. Okay, so it's back in. I haven't popped the clips back in. There's, as you remember, there's 6 screws to put back in, but for now I'm just going to test it. So the problem I was having was it sounded like a toy machine gun whenever we would open the garage door, whether either with the remote or with the button in the door, or even if we would just come back when it was unlocked and pull on the button underneath here. So it rattled a bunch of times, like maybe like a toy machine gun. So let's see if the new part fixes that. Only one, so it totally fixed it. So let me try using the key fob here real quick. Perfect. Problem fixed. One thing, just a tip, just to remember these clips, they can slide out when you're unpopping them, and you can see this one slid out about halfway. If that happens, then they could fall out, and so you just want to remember to push them back in and then guide them back up into there with your finger before you try to pop it in. And the final tip with these is I found it's really easy to cross thread them, get them in there cockeyed, so really take the extra time to make sure that you get them in right and finger tighten them in before you fully tighten them. Alright, it's done. I put it back together and it works. As you can see, it shuts and it clips in the first time. That was another issue I was having, is when I would shut it, it wasn't shutting tightly unless I really forced it. But now it should shut really easy, and when you barely touch it, it should just open right up. Alright, thanks for watching the video, and I hope it helps you. Good luck.